I'm really glad you're here. This video is specifically for people who are on the edge of killing themselves. There are 3 steps we're going to go over. These are all steps that I have used in my own life, so I can vouch for them. They're also scientifically based. Right now, I'm representing myself. I'm a psychologist, but this is one-to-one me talking to you. In order to do the next 3 steps, I need to ask you to do one thing, and that's to hold off killing yourself for at least 5 minutes. There's a lot of information that I'm going to give you. Feel free to pause it and take one chunk at a time, especially if you're really overwhelmed. I'm wondering if you have somebody you can trust nearby. They could watch the video with you and that might be helpful, but that's totally up to you if you want or not. Okay, the first step. We're going to use science as our guide here. Right now, it may be for you like being in a burning fire, except for the flames are actually emotions, and they're all consuming. What follows is a stop, drop, and roll for being engulfed in emotions, as opposed to flames. So to put out a physical fire, we use water, right? The same is actually true for an emotional fire, except that it has to be really cold water. So ice water is the best. I'm wondering if you have ice in your freezer. If you do, I'd like you to go get a big bowl and fill the bottom third with ice. Then the second third with cold water, and then leave about a third at the top that will for the work that we're going to do. This is what mine looks like. So go ahead and get your bowl and grab some kind of towel as well. And then we'll do the next step. If you're paralyzed, take one step at a time. You can even say to yourself, I'm taking one step. I'm taking another step. I'm taking another step. Take one step. You can actually guide yourself through it. Just taking one step at a time. I've actually done this before when I felt overwhelmed and paralyzed. It works. You're saying it out loud and doing it. All right, I'm not going to ask you to do this alone. I'm going to do it with you. I have got my ice water here in a little bucket. It's filled almost 2/3 of the way. And what we're going to do together is dunk our faces in ice water. We'll do this for about 30 seconds, or as long as we can handle it, if it's less than 30 seconds. And you want to cover this area of your face as you are doing this. I've grabbed a towel as well, so I have that. I'm going to bend at the waist as I do this and hold my breath. All right, I'm going to do my best to do 30 seconds, and I'll have you do that with me. And again, if you're not feeling very well, please do this sitting down. If you're feeling okay, stand up while you do this. All right, here we go. We can do this. That was a shock, wasn't it? Did you do it? Okay, good job if you did it. We're gonna do it again because this works. There's an effect over time. I'm wondering if you can tell whether there's a decrease in the intensity of what you're experiencing, whether your emotions are less intense. All right, ready? Okay, let's do it again. Do your best. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is really cold, isn't it? All right, you've done it twice. I hope that you're still with me. If you haven't done it yet, it's not too late to do this with me, okay? All right, take a deep breath. Last time. Okay, guys, we've done it twice. Let's do it again, and then we'll take a pause, okay? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. We did it! All right, nice job, everybody. If you want to keep going, that would be great. The more you do it, the faster your arousal will come down. Okay, so you can do more of this. In fact, I encourage you to keep going so that you have a full 5 minutes under your belt. So that would be 2 more rounds of 30 seconds. Actually, 3 more rounds of 30 seconds. 30 seconds with your face in ice water, 30 seconds out of ice water. Do not kill yourself. People do things when they're suicidal that they would never otherwise do. People who are in extreme stress and extreme pain do things that they would never otherwise do. And the thing is that most of these type of situations resolve within 24 to 48 hours, but people never get a chance to know that. You might be having thoughts like, it won't ever get any better, it will always be this way, or I don't care if I die, it doesn't matter anymore, or even I deserve to die. These are like really common thoughts that people have when they're in this situation, and they're pretty convincing as well. The brain can be incredibly convincing when you're in a lot of pain, that it knows exactly what to do, that now is the time to do this. The thing is that anybody who was under that much stress would have difficulty thinking clearly. So we don't want you to make a decision while you're in that state where you can really only think about one thing, where your attention is so focused on suicide. We're going to talk in a moment about how you can find something else to fill your mind, something else to take over the space that is devoted to suicidal thoughts right now. But the thing is, the state that people are in when they attempt suicide, and I've interviewed tons of people in this state, their brains are trying to convince them that this is the only way and the only way out. So I ask you to hold off the decision and not make it right now. The third is to make eye contact with somebody, and that's ideally somebody that you trust. If you have someone close, that's great. Here's the thing. When our brains are completely overwhelmed with emotion, it's very hard to see anything outside of suicide, at least for some people. And making eye contact with somebody is an incredibly distracting tool. Like, it will drag your brain out of suicide by looking at somebody. You don't even have to tell them that you're thinking of suicide. You can say, I'm having a really hard time. Could you help me get out of my head? Could you help distract me for a while? And just being in the presence of somebody else and making some eye contact with them could make a big difference.